Hello everyone, welcome to another video on our channel News Faster. We're back with more tributes. This video features a list of American big celebrities who died recently or within the last few days. Number 1. Jonathan Hayes. After a lengthy partnership with the film's director Roger Corman, Jonathan Hayes created the Seymour character in the beloved 1960 horror comedy The Little Shop of Horrors. He was 95 years old. Rebecca Hayes, his daughter, informed Deadline that he passed away at home in Los Angeles on November 2nd, quietly from natural causes, although she did not specify the cause. Hayes was born on April 1st, 1929, in Pittsburgh. Wyatt Ordung found him working in a gas station and offered him a part in Monster from the Ocean Floor, which Corman produced. He portrayed Hayes in The Fast and the Furious that same year, and he later played Billy Candy in the 1955 Western Five Guns West, which starred Dorothy Malone and John Lund. The first of almost 20 films they produced together, they included the following: Naked Paradise, Not of This Earth, Rock All Night, Carnival Rock, and The Viking Women and the Sea Serpent, also known as the Saga of the Viking Women and Their Voyage to the Waters of the Great Sea Serpent. 1956's Gunslinger, The Oklahoma Woman, It Conquered the World, and Swamp Women, and 1957's Apache Woman and Day the World Ended. Before winning his trademark role, Hayes also had cameo appearances on TV's Dragnet, 77 Sunset Strip, Overland Trail, The Californians, and Cimarron City. According to the screenplay for The Little Shop of Horrors, Seymour Krelboyne is a scrawny runt with the gait of an ostrich and a nose like a doorstopper. Hayes is Seymour, who works as an assistant in a Skid Row flower shop with Audrey, Jackie Joseph, whom he has a crush on, gets fired after making a terrible arrangement for a cruel dentist. After telling the employer about a plant, he grew from seeds and naming Audrey Jr. to his co-worker's joy. Seymour is able to keep his job. The somewhat odd flora cannot be adequately nourished by plant food, but when Seymour cuts his finger and spills blood on Audrey Jr., everything changes. Now, the plant that resembles a Venus flytrap starts to develop and demands human blood, large. The resulting horror humor gives rise to the movie's iconic slogan, Feed Me, Seymour. Little Shop of Horrors, an off-Broadway musical that was later staged in London's West End and resurrected on Broadway in 2003-4, was adapted from the movie. Frank Oz's 1986 film musical, which starred Rick Moranis as Seymour, was inspired by that production. In addition to appearing in Corman's 1963 films The Terror and X, The Man with the X-Ray Eyes, Hayes, a cousin of drum great Buddy Rich, would go on to play a number of TV and film roles, culminating in the 2010 gangland drama Nobody Smiling. Along with a few more movies from the 1960s and 1970s, he also worked as production manager for Corman's The Fast and the Furious and The Beast with a Million Eyes, 1955, along with writing the screenplays for the 1960 Family Skeleton episode of 77 Sunset Strip and the 1962 film Invasion of the Star Creatures. Hayes went on to have a successful career as a commercial producer. Rebecca Hayes is one of several survivors, along with her daughter Dee Dee Hayes, grandchildren Andre, Rocco, and Ruby Bryant, and a great-grandson named Sonny Hayes. Number 2. Chauncey Glover. Chauncey Glover, an Emmy Award-winning journalist and news anchor at KSAL in Los Angeles, passed away unexpectedly on Tuesday, according to KSAL. His age was 39. There was no cause of death disclosed. Glover was the first black primary male anchor at Houston's KTRK before joining KCAL a year ago. He co-anchored the newscasts with Pat Harvey at 5 and 11 p.m. and Susie Sue at 8 and 10 p.m. in Los Angeles. We, Sherry and Robert Glover, along with Chauncey's beloved family, are devastated by the unimaginable loss of our beloved Chauncey, his family wrote in a statement published by KSAL. He was more than just a brother and son. He was a real hero in his town and a lighthouse in our lives. Reporter Rick Montanes was one of the colleagues who shared their recollections of Glover on social media, writing, "He joined our team in October 2023. He was happy and friendly to me. Since I work mornings and he works nights, he sent me a message when he first started to say hello and to give me praise for my work. He ran up and yelled my name and gave me an embrace when I saw him recently at the Taste of Soul. Considering his family and our KCAL team, whom he collaborated with on a daily basis. As a dedicated community activist, Glover founded the Chon Glover Project, a mentorship program while he was employed at WDIV in Detroit. According to KCAL, the program mentored over 1,000 young men and sent over 350 boys of color to college. According to his family, Chauncey's kindness and commitment to serving others, particularly via the Chauncey Glover Project, transformed many lives and encouraged a great number of young men to follow their aspirations. Everyone who knew him was impacted by his brilliance, kindness, and vision, and the world is a darker place without him. Glover was born and raised in Athens, Alabama, and began his career at WTVM in Columbus, Georgia. Additionally, he sang in a number of off-Broadway and national shows. In Montgomery, Alabama, he was requested to sing at the funeral of civil rights activist Rosa Parks. Number 3. Quincy Jones. According to Variety, music superstar Quincy Jones, who collaborated with artists including Frank Sinatra and Michael Jackson, died at the age of 91. He received 28 Grammys over the course of his 70-year career. According to a statement sent by his representative Arnold Robinson, Jones passed on Sunday evening at his Bel Air, California home, the source reported. "We have to break the news of our father and brother Quincy Jones' deaths tonight with hearts full yet broken." The Jones family added in the statement, "We celebrate the great life that he lived and know there will never be another one like him, even though this is an incredible loss for our family. He is genuinely unique and we shall miss him terribly. We find solace and great pleasure in the fact that the love and joy that were the core of who he was were spread to everyone via everything he produced." The statement added, "Quincy Jones's heart will beat for eternity through his music and his unending love. Tonight, with full but broken hearts, we must share the news of our father and brother Quincy Jones's passing," his family said in a statement. "And although this is an incredible loss for our family, we celebrate the great life that he lived and know there will never be another like him." Quincy had a number of remarkable accomplishments. The Italian Job, a 1969 movie starring Michael Caine, also has his music. His 1990 record, Back on the Block, earned him 6 of his 27 Grammy Awards, and he was named Producer of the Year 3 times. His production work with pop legend Michael Jackson, which began in 1979 with the singer's solo album Off the Wall, is what made him most famous. In 2006, Jones was nominated for a Tony Award for producing the musical version of The Color Purple. Q, Jones's autobiography, was published in 2001. The audio version won a Grammy in 2002 for Best Spoken Word Album. Variety reports that he was married and divorced 3 times, leaving behind a son and 6 daughters. Number 4. Charles Deop, actor. Charles Deop, who was best known for his roles in the TV series Police Woman and the movie Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, passed away on Sunday at the age of 87, according to his daughter, who told THR. He was a member of one of TV's longest-running main casts, along with co-stars Angie Dickinson, Earl Holliman, and Ed Bernard. The 4 of them had all starred in all 90 episodes of the iconic police drama, and they were all still alive 50 years after the show's premiere until Deop's death. Deop was born in La Crosse, Wisconsin, on September 11, 1936. He frequently claimed that the beatings he received at school were the cause of his peculiar nose. He attended the Actors Studio after serving in the Korean War and debuted on Broadway in 1962. he made credited film and television debuts in 1964 and continued to work until 2018. His initial TV and film roles in the early 1960s were uncredited, including a cameo in the Paul Newman, Jackie Gleason classic The Hustler, 1961. Deop was a member of the Star Trek community for his work on a 1967 episode of the science fiction series, and he appeared as a guest on shows like Lost in Space, 1965, and The Andy Griffith Show, 1966. In addition to portraying Royster on Policewoman, 1974 to 1978, he starred as Flatnose Curry in the popular film Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, 1969. Later work included appearing in the slasher flick Silent Night, Deadly Night, 1984, and in the background of the REM music video for Man in the Moon, 1992. He is survived by his daughter,